Hey guys, this is Travis Eliot and welcome to Yin Yoga Relax and Restore. Remember to hit that subscribe button down below and also click on the link at the top of the comment section so that I can hook you up with 3 of my favorite classes. All right, hope you have a great Yin practice. All right, let's go ahead and come on to our backs. Recline down onto your mat. Wrap your right leg over top your left leg. Spread the arms out either into a cactus position or T position. Shift the hips a little bit over to the right as you allow those knees to drape all the way over towards the left side of your space, coming into the wrap leg, reclining spinal twist. Feel free to close the eyes, take a deep inhale through the nose, and then out the mouth, exhale, side out, let it go. 2 more like that, deep inhale through the nose, side out the mouth, letting go any tension, any built up stress. Good, 1 more time for good measure, big inhale. And side out on the exhale as you allow yourself to relax, to restore for these next 30 minutes or so that we have together. The author Alan Cohen says there's virtue in work, there's virtue in rest. Overlook neither. So it's all about the balance. See if you can allow your shift from doing into being, from striving into arriving, into allowing, and feeling yourself energetically throughout your whole entire nervous system, a release happening and a letting go. From here, go ahead and bring the knees all the way back up to center. Unwrap the legs. And then as you're ready, wrap your left leg over top the right leg. Maneuver the hips a little bit over to the left. And then allow those knees to drape all the way over towards the right. Now, very often the things that we avoid the most are the things that we need the most. And some of us are really in need to slow down. And even the forms of yoga and fitness that we might do, such as power yoga or running, cycling, more yang forms of movement. It's so important that we balance that out, that we have the wisdom and the perspective to see that the yin only strengthens the yang. And of course, vice versa, the yang strengthens the yin, which why on my YouTube channel you find a combination here of strong, vigorous yoga, but also yin yoga, meditation. So now that we're in this yin mode, see if you can not only slow down your body, but also slow down the mind. Very often a hurried mind becomes a sick mind, an imbalanced mind. So allow your thinking, analytical brain to shift into more of a almost dream-like state, shifting from beta waves to alpha and even theta waves, just slowing down. Good, and nice and easily go ahead and bring the knees all the way back up to neutral. Unwrap those legs and draw both knees into the belly. Give a little squeeze and maybe a little gentle rock side to side, using the floor as a massage therapist to massage into the tenderness and the vulnerability of your lower back, connecting into the kidneys, the storehouse of what Chinese medicine calls Yin, or life essence. Beautiful, and then from here we'll come into what we call Stirrup Pose. So either slide the hands down, grab the outer edges of the feet and let the soles of the feet up to the sky. Or if that's not happening for you in your body, all good. You can just grab the backs of your knees, your outer thighs here, and modify. And we'll just come into both hip joints. See if you can keep your neck nice and long, so allow the chin to slightly draw forward. Maintaining that arch in the cervical spine, the neck. For these last several breaths, if you want to do a little gentle rock side to side, feel free. Again, just massaging into your back. Continuing to relax, restore, and allow the innate intelligence within your body to promote healing and recovery. And then we'll bring the knees back together to the belly. Start to rock gently forward and backward. And after a few of those rocks, go ahead and rock yourself all the way up to seated. Cross the legs. Come to tabletop pose, all fours position. And then from here, we'll come into the melting heart pose. So you'll extend the hands and the arms out in front of you. You'll keep your hips drawing up. And then you'll allow your forehead to either come down to a yoga block or all the way down to the floor, to your mat, whatever feels right. So I always encourage you to use props whenever it's helpful and useful for your body. And that there's a good chance that your pose will look different than my pose, and that's okay, whether you're going deeper or not as deep. The beauty of yoga is that it honors our uniqueness and our diversity and the differences in our anatomies. So make sure that within your practice that you're always working with your body instead of against your body. The great poet Kabir said, "I felt in need of a great pilgrimage, so I sat still for 3 days." So many of the wisdom cultures honored and revered the energy of stillness. And our yin practice gives us a little taste where we get into these positions and we hold these positions for a couple of minutes or longer. And we marinate in that stillness. Within that stillness, you have an experience. See if you can hone into that experience and allow the experience that happens and transpires within your practice to be your teacher, your guru. Guru in India is the one who shows you from the darkness to the light, from delusion and ignorance into clarity and awakening and deep realization. Take a last few breaths there, feeling that healing energy working into your back, working into your spine, your shoulders. Nice and easily start to transition, taking your time out of that position, the melting heart pose. Just bringing those hands back underneath your shoulders. And then from here, we'll slide the knees back like a modified plank pose. Take an inhale there. And then exhale, lower slowly all the way down onto the belly. for resting belly pose. So stack the hands on top of each other. Relax your forehead right on top of your hands. And such a simple pose, but very often the simple things in life also have the greatest potency and power to them. See if you can surrender to gravity and feel the entire landscape of your body totally dissolving and melting into the floor below you. So the tension evaporates and you feel less and less contracted and knotted up and more spacious and free and liberated. In yoga we call this moksha. Good, and then before we all fall asleep, let's go ahead and ease our way all the way back up onto the hands. I'm starting to feel myself go. And then I heard that voice, Travis, you're teaching the class, you can't fall asleep. All right, from here, speaking of sleep, let's come into sleeping swan. So slide the right leg forward, left leg long behind you. And you're always welcome to use a blanket, a block, and slide that underneath that right hip for support. You want to feel it more in the right hip and less in the right knee, which is why that left leg extends back. If you have a bolster, another option is you can slide that underneath your chest here. So go ahead and allow your torso to drape down and relax your forehead down onto the floor, a block, a bolster. If you don't have props, you can always stack your hands on top of each other, two fists, what we call the poor man's block, and just put the forehead right on top of that. So there's always a way. Sometimes you have to get a little creative. Recently, on a neighborhood walk, I heard a commotion high above me. And when I looked up into the air, I saw a big, huge, brown, red-tailed hawk sitting on a branch at the top of a very tall, large tree. And the commotion was coming from these black crows that were dive bombing the hawk, squawking and cawing and trying to make the hawk fly away. And their attacks were relentless. It went on and on and on and on. But despite all of that commotion, that hawk just continued to stay there, perched on the branch in a steady, courageous, noble kind of a way. See if you can be like that majestic hawk. Sometimes in these poses, in these positions, you'll get dive bombed, attacked by thoughts, feelings, emotions, sensations, memories from the past, visions of the future. But you take the seat of the one who knows, the one who sees, and this brings you into the dimension of awareness where you realize that you're more than these things that come and go, that arise and pass away, and that ultimately nothing that comes and goes defines who you really are, because who you really are is changeless, is eternal. Last few breaths there. Nice and easily transition all the way back up. Come up onto the hands, slide that right leg back. And then why don't we slide the knees back a couple of inches and just do some hip circles here. As you're ready, go the opposite direction. And then we'll come into sleeping swan on the other side. So slide your left leg forward. Get your props ready if needed. And as you're ready, just begin to drape like a heavy velvet blanket out over that front left leg. Finding your position. It's not too deep, it's not too intense. That you're always bringing that compassionate, sensuous, sensitive awareness to how you work with these poses in your body. As you find your sweet spot, see if again you can just be that majestic hawk, just being the equanimity in the midst of whatever arises. And whatever arises for you, whether you label it as good or bad, blissful or difficult, to not push or pull at anything at all, to let go, to let be, and to just breathe. Breathe with that mantra of your breath. Good. Let's start to exit out of the sleeping swan there on that left side. This time we will lean into that left hip there. Swing that right leg forward. And then go ahead and come all the way down onto your back. If you have your bolster, you can keep that close by. Slide that underneath the knees as we come into a final resting position, the corpse pose. In the yoga text, the Bhagavad Gita, it says, in the same way that a turtle withdraws its limbs into its shell, when a man withdraws his senses from sense objects, his wisdom becomes steady. In yoga, we call this pratyahara. And this last final pose is all about retreating from the outer and the external world of stimulation and allowing yourself to be pulled back to the very core, the very center of all that you are. And from that place, we find wisdom, steadiness, and equanimity. Last couple of minutes, Shavasana. Deeper inhale through the nose. Side out the mouth, exhale, let it go. Continuing to maintain that connection to your center. Begin to move your fingertips and your toes. Draw the knees back into the belly. And either rolling over onto one side or do a gentle rock and roll all the way up. Come to a final comfortable cross-legged seated position. As you get up to seated, go ahead and bring your hands to prayer position in front of your chest, your heart. Sit up tall, slightly bow the forehead down. And as you begin that transition from your practice back into the rest of your day, again, bringing with you that state of relaxation and that image of that majestic hawk, strong, steady, at ease, courageous, and equanimous. Much health, much wealth, and much love to you. Namaste. All right, good job. You did it. You made it through that Yin Yoga practice. I hope you enjoyed it. Drop me a comment down below and let me know what you thought and where you're practicing from. Remember to hit that subscribe button down below. And also, if you're interested in taking your Yin Yoga practice to a whole other level, check out Inner Dimension TV, where you can get access to my full programs, including Flexibility and Beyond, which is an amazing 8-week Yin Yoga program. We have a 10-day free trial, so you can check it out, see if you like it. I hope to see you over there and have you within our Inner Dimension TV community. Either way, I'll see you down the road.